it being after 7 o'clock on May 3rd, 2021, the Town of Abington Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Thursday, May 13th, 2021 at 7 p.m. at Abington Town Hall, 500 Glenowitz Way, Abington. First order of business is old and new business. We need to approve the minutes from the April 8th, 2021 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes? So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, next up, we have reorganization of the board. All right, so as chairman, I will be stepping down. Secretary of the board can walk us through this.
Okay, nominations for chair.
I would nominate Andrew Leverell as chair. I was going to nominate Mr. Burbine.
Wait a minute, no, he has to finish what he's saying. Go ahead.
Well, there's a motion on the floor.
For what? You're stepping down?
No, I nominated him.
I thought you got him before.
Oh,
second at that. All right, second at that too.
Okay, so wait a minute, what happened?
I nominated Andrew when.
Before we nominated you, right?
Yes, okay.
That's exactly what happened. Did you see?
It's a two-year term.
Mr. Change.
It's a 2-year term.
Mr. Change. Okay, no, it's fine.
Okay.
He is not stepping down then.
Okay.
All right, so, all in favor, right?
Yeah, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, next up, the nominations for vice chair.
Irvine.
Second.
Third, fourth.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All
Yeah,
right.
beat you to that one.
All right, next up, nomination for secretary.
Clerk or whatever.
The clerk,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Nominate Rich.
Second.
All those in favor, second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's quick.
Business.
All right, next up is a continued hearing of petition of
54 Brockton.
Mento Corp., 154 Brockton Avenue. Petitioner wanna come up?
Welcome back.
All right. Give
Good
just,
evening, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations on your
oh,
reappointment.
thank you.
I've submitted to you a letter which kind of summarizes the activity that's taken place since our last hearing. We have met with the couple of abutters who were present and have agreed to do some fencing and landscaping as is indicated on the letter and on the plan. And I know Lisa's here tonight if she had any comments, but I think she's in agreement with that. And
Great, thank you. All right, so just for the record, we were here previously. We submitted a special permit for, to construct a two-family residential dwelling at 154 Brockton Avenue. The board suggested that you meet with the abutters to discuss any concerns they had with respect to their privacy on the property. You agreed to, you submitted a form, a letter, in which you've agreed to make some mitigation efforts with respect to that. You've also submitted a plan which demonstrates, further documents those mitigation efforts, proposed stockade fencing, as well as some white pine trees, which will be a minimum of 10 inches tall, excuse me, 10 feet tall.
10 feet.
Yeah, that wouldn't be much.
Not much mitigation there.
Yeah. So that said, I don't have anything else to add. I appreciate you taking the time to work with the individuals and being a good neighbor. And you've offered also to obviously have the special permit conditioned upon these terms. Anyone else on the board have anything to?
I concur with your findings, Mr. Chairman.
Can you just read out what the conditions would be?
Sure, so the conditions are install vinyl stockade privacy fencing and plant a minimum of 6 white pine trees, 10 feet tall minimum at maturity. And it comes with a plan which documents where in the property those will be located. So if we were to grant this, we could condition it pursuant to the plans document, the plan submitted.
Mr. Chairman, did you get this right here?
Yes.
From
Marshall?
Marshall.
Yep.
Just look at it. And there is there a letter? No, this is something else. Okay, just want to make sure you get that letter.
Yep,
from
yep, yep. Well, so we heard from our
Building inspector.
building department, and this application is filed appropriately. Anyone on the board? All right, I'll close it to the board. Anybody here on behalf of this petition want to speak? No? Okay.
I'm happy with the efforts, everything's great.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, ma'am. All right, that said,
So I would make a motion that the town of Abington issue a special permit under 175-21A2 to construct a two-family residential dwelling at 154 Brockton Avenue. The property is located on Assessors Map 15, Lot 52, in the HC zone, and a special permit will be conditioned on the letter submitted by Attorney Riley and the accompanying plan.
I second that.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Good luck. All right.
Good luck.
Thank you. It being after 7:05 PM, Abington Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Thursday, May 13, 2021 at Town Hall, 500 Glenowitz Way at 7:05 PM on the petition of Dan Eberly, 211 Lincoln Street, Abington, for a special permit under 175-32I to construct an attached two-car garage with an in-law at 211 Lincoln Street. The property is located on Assessors Map 52, Lot 166, in the R30 zone. Hello, sir.
Hello,
Can you just give us a little description of?
my name's Dan Everly. I live at 211 Lincoln Street. First, I'd like to thank the board and Nancy Harris for all help so far here in the petition. As you know, I mean, everyone's had a tough year. They need to do their best adapting to the pandemic and changing rules. My mother-in-law, Deborah Solina, is no different. She lives by herself and had to endure chemo and radiation as well as COVID this past last year. My wife and I believe that we'll be able to provide a better support system for her going forward if we're all under one roof. So with that being said, I'm asking the Zoning Board of Appeals for a special permit under 175-32I to construct an attached two-car garage with an in-law above.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, just handing out the copies of the
Yeah, no.
form submitted. All right, and we heard from the building department on this. My understanding is that you adjusted your initial plan for the garage and in-law to comply with the bylaws.
Yeah, there was a little confusion. We had Garvey do the survey prior to knowing sizes and what we could do. So when we initially surveyed the land, I had just mentioned 24 by 40. He had put that in his drawing. But the drawing we're going off of is Doug Ulwick's drawing, which is 24 by 35. So it was amended and to conform with the sizes that can't be.
So is the larger plan, you just handed that to the new amended plans?
Yeah, the survey for Garvey is the existing is correct, but he had drawn a proposed on that was incorrect.
Okay, I got you, okay. I'm sorry, I can't do with the math sometimes. You said it was 24 by 40, you can take that down.
Sorry. Yeah. Garvey drove 24 by 40, but what we're proposing is 24 by 35, so that it fits inside. And that's what the Ulwick's plans are,
Okay.
24, yeah,
Thank
sorry.
It was from,
So, back to your square footage.
Yeah, the confusion of the building part was he was looking at at Garvey's plan, not Doug's. So Garvey was drawn bigger.
So this one, Rich? Yeah.
Is just your mother gonna be living there?
Mother-in-law, yes.
Mother-in-law?
Yes.
This was the 40, he's reduced it by 5 feet. Wide, so it comes back to the property line is on the side.
yeah, so I was looking at it.
Yeah, so he's fine. So now it's 25 and 29, so he,
Yeah.
This looks like it's in,
Design.
generally the
There is one from,
style of the houses on Lincoln Street. Looks good.
have nothing else.
All right, we'll close it to the board. Anyone in the audience on this petition? Did you want to just step up to the microphone, ma'am? And just, if you could just state your name and your address.
Next door
Yep.
to them, and I didn't have an objection in the beginning about doing a two-car garage, but they never said like where it was gonna start. And if it starts in the middle of their house, it's gonna come really close to our property line, and that blocks all the sunlight from our house. And then I don't know how high it's gonna be,
Okay.
so I'm just kind of concerned with looking out my window and seeing a wall.
Okay, no, fair enough. I mean, in terms of the side yard, the side yard setback, I mean, they're within the requirements there. There's no issue, with respect to that. They're not asking for any relief. So it's gonna be in keeping with, it's gonna be, the distance it is from your house is lawful. They're within the requirements
I
there.
can't hear you.
Sorry, the distance it is from your house is within the requirements for the side yard setback, so they're not asking for. What is the side yard setback in that zone?
The setback's 20 in that zone, and we're gonna be at the closest 24 feet from that.
Okay, yeah, so, I mean,
I think the back corner of the garage is gonna be 23.47 according to the drawing, and the front's gonna be 24.1, so the closest we'll be is 24 feet.
and,
That's,
It's gonna be less.
that's good, it's gonna be,
It's gonna be greater.
it's gonna be greater, because
Because
this,
just raised by 5 feet, so add
Right.
5 feet to that. So
Correct.
it's 29 and 20.
You're right,
Right, it's
I
even
run
more.
off, I run off Darby's driveway.
29 and 28, so you're well without.
Right.
that wasn't put in the application though, right, was it?
I'm sorry,
Was 24 by 40 put in your application at all?
it was not, the
Oh,
24 by,
wasn't, really?
24 by 35 was.
Okay.
Yeah, we submitted, Doug Ulwick's plans with the application.
okay. And then in terms of the height of,
The height, I'm gonna be around 27 feet,
and that.
and my height restriction is 35, I think.
Is your current height consistent, it looks like it's in keeping with your current roof line.
It
correct?
is. I think it's, I believe it's a foot higher than the current roof line.
Okay. So, and based upon the drawings he submitted, it's not gonna,
Can I come up there? I can't
Sure.
hear you.
sorry. So based upon the drawings he submitted, I mean, it's gonna be substantially the same as the existing house. It's gonna be the same roof line. He's not creating a higher roof line for the addition, and it's gonna be in keeping with where the current property line is essentially.
How
So,
far away from the property line is it supposed to be though? Is
In
it
that
gonna be
zone,
right
it's-
on the
I'm
road?
a-
20 feet is the requirement. He's gonna be 20 feet is the requirement. He's gonna be 25, so he's gonna be more
Oh,
than,
he's gonna be.
it's gonna be more than the requirement, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay, okay,
Good luck.
all right. Anyone else? All right, I'll close it to the floor. I don't have anything to add, I mean, these are fairly routine. It seems as though we've addressed the only concern that we've heard regarding the proposal. That said, if anyone wants to make a motion.
I'll make a motion on the petition of, excuse me, of Dan Eberly, 211 Lincoln Street, Abington, for a special permit under 175-32I to construct an attached two-car garage with an in-law above at 211 Lincoln Street. I would move that we grant the special permit.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
And, they have to report the in-law?
Oh, yeah, and just make sure that every year you need to file an affidavit that indicates that you have a relative living there and you're not allowed to rent it out or anything like that. So.
Okay,
All right, thank you. Good luck.
thank you very much, thank you, board.
All right, it being after 7:10, the Town of Abington Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Thursday, May 13th, 2021 at Abington Town Hall, 500 Glenowitz Way at 7:10 PM on the petition of Rosalie Grigoli, 93 Oak Street, Abington, for a side yard variance under 175-29 to construct an attached garage at 93 Oak Street. The property is located on Assessor's Map 65, Lot 27 in the R20 zone. Petitioner here, you could just, approach the podium.
Hi,
You can take your mask down.
thank you. Okay, so,
Yes, yep, thank you.
Okay, so my name's Rosalie Gregoli, I live on 93 Oak Street, and I'm asking for a variance to build an attached garage off the side of my house. The garage will be 6 feet 2 inches at the property line, but extending back, it'll be 7 feet 8 inches. I have revised plans here if you want them.
Revised plans?
Well, they're not, they just shows the setback, the thing.
Were they
It's
previously
just, it's the exact
submitted, or?
same thing, except it shows the back, that it's 7, 8 inches in the back. Because I asked him, I thought about it, because the property fans out like this, so.
So, I'm sorry, could you clarify these revised plans?
It was just, I emailed the engineer
Mhm.
and asked him, when I saw my property, how it fans out like that, I said, I know I'm 6 foot 2 in the beginning of the garage, but as it goes back, there's more variance.
This was missing from the original part.
There's more.
Okay, oh, yeah, so you have I see where they updated it, so the revised plans indicate the 7.8.
Yes,
As
yeah,
in the
that's
back,
all.
yep, okay.
Otherwise, everything is the same.
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay.
Did you have any?
No, I just said, other than that, it's the same.
Okay. Did you have anything else you wanted to add in terms of your petition?
My neighbor is here, the abutting property, and he's okay with this.
Okay.
Jan,
And you've submitted a statement in terms of your request and the hardship you've presented. So do you mind if I read that into the record just so it's for the...
Not at all, not at all.
So it's dated May 13, 2021. Dear committee members, please consider my request for a variance on an attached garage. I am asking for this variance because of the following hardships. I cannot build on either side of my property because it is too steep a grade and even less room for a garage. To build the garage in the back of my house would make my driveway much longer, which would require more shoveling. It would also be cost prohibitive because it would require building a long corridor from my house to the garage and would impact my neighbor's privacy. I would be living alone in this home, and for my safety, slipping and falling on ice, ill-intentioned people, a garage would allow me to enter the house without being outside alone. My father has Parkinson's, and I wanted to take him into the house in a wheelchair. Sincerely, Rosalie Gregoli. All right, so just add that into the record.
I also have pictures on either side of the house so you could see if you wanted to see.
Can you go a little bit more into the topography and the slope?
Into the topography?
Yeah, you said it slopes away from the
Oh,
property.
I don't have the distance, if you're looking at my house on the left side.
Yeah,
Where I will be building a garage, the addition, I can come and show you, I have a picture here, if you wanna, would you like to pass this out?
See how the pool is, it's not really close to the house.
Thank you.
Oh, no, I can do this one, you can do that.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's one is the other side of my house, and the other one shows how the addition goes in, so.
Gotcha.
I see that you're
Oh,
pretty far away from the other residents on that side.
yeah, that's why I took the.
Is that a pool that's right there in the front?
Yes.
I'm just looking at a Google map of
Oh. Really
Thank you.
clean. I do that all the time. I just want to thank Nancy, who's been so supportive and informative and helped me through this process. Okay.
it. Nancy is an angel. You wanna see how this is
So the reason I asked about the topography is because in order for us to grant a variance, the hardship has to be based on something to do with the soil conditions.
To do with the wet conditions?
3 things, the soil conditions, the shape of the lot, or the topography. If the hardship is created as a result of something having to do with one of those 3 factors, then it makes our job easier, obviously, to.
Yeah.
And I think you had mentioned about something about the slope, and it would be more difficult for you to build out back because of the slope of the property.
Oh, yes, yes.
So
And
could go a little bit more into that if you could?
yes, I would have to, so,
if you're facing the home and you looked at the left side of the home, it slopes down a lot. So if that was to be considered, on top of the engineering expense, to build a retaining wall, because the neighbor's house's elevation is much lower, so her yard goes up before it meets the home. So financially, it just wouldn't make any sense at all. Plus, the neighbors probably would oppose, like, they have a driveway that kind of starts grassy and then goes up into Rosalie's property, so now they have to look at this wall. The Rosalie's haven't had an issue with them plowing their snow away from their home onto Rosalie's property, so that would, it just would pose a lot of inconveniences and extra expenses. So same with the back. The back of the home starts off a little bit level, but then it slopes down also. The right side where we're proposing to, asking for the variance, it's perfect. It's already the same elevation as the street. It's all level, flat. It just seemed like it was meant to be.
Thank you.
And again, I'll mention that the house on the side you're proposing is probably, what, 100 feet away, maybe? Their home?
Between the fence and the pool of the house,
What would you say, about 100 to 200?
on the right of your
Did you say
driveway?
your house is 100 feet away from mine?
100 to 200 probably? Well, just by looking at Google Map, it looks like it's a good distance.
There's the yard, there's the pool, there's,
Yeah, you have,
I would say it's more
Right.
than 100. Oh, you do? Okay.
we could just look at it, if there's a plot plan.
Enough for you?
Yeah, that's my house, and that would be for it.
Okay. Your name is
Yes,
Janice? Janice?
yeah.
To the
So
chairman.
Janice's home is to the right, Rosalie's home is to the left. So
Okay.
that
Oh, yeah.
looks favorable too,
Hmm.
in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's up high, your house is on a hill. I would say it's more than 100 feet, wouldn't you think?
Yeah,
And just to clarify, there's no impact on the wetlands, right? You
No,
submitted a copy of a wetland investigation, which didn't really...
way, way back.
Yeah, and, okay,
So if I did my garage in
sure.
a different way, like turn, it would be too difficult, and it would be more towards the back, towards the wetlands, but I mean, even, that wouldn't even disturb the wetlands.
No, you guys have probably removed trees and shrubbery and
Yeah.
changed the land.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's just the report from Tunk Associates was a little bit...
Yeah, I just added it in there because they told me I had to do a report before, the engineer said I would have to do, I had to do it before he, did the plot plan and surveyed the land.
Gotcha.
And so the new addition is gonna be the same height as the old home?
Yes, yes, yeah.
And what's that in the back? Screen porch?
In
Screen
the
porch?
back of the garage, yeah, a little screened-in porch
All right.
that I could enter into the garage.
There's... Is there gonna be a setback issue with the screen and porch? It looks like
Looks like
the,
the,
yeah, one tiny section of it
Yeah,
cuts through the 15 feet.
so is the screen porch part of your proposal, or is that?
No, not this time, right now, she's just focusing on the garage. The other items you see on the plan is a wish.
Okay.
So if the variance were granted, it would only be for the garage?
Right, so-
It wouldn't be for the screen
Correct.
porch?
It just made sense financially that
Do
to
it all
allow
at
them in
once.
also, and then if she does decide to go that road, it's already, drawn
Yep.
up.
And the screen and porch looks like it's like a foot, so you could just bring that back.
because honestly, to do it's cost almost $4,000 between engineer, architect, and plans, and wetlands, and I just said, you're dancing, and you have to keep on dancing, and it's one of those things. So,
All right, so.
The other thing I was thinking is this is somewhat similar to the one we approved last month on Lincoln Street. It was a non-conforming use that was,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Si-
That was a
Similar.
finding, right?
Similar.
Yeah, that was a finding, so,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure if a finding would be better or if the variance would be.
But she hasn't, I don't think she has an existing non-conforming.
Yeah, she is, Take a look, it's both.
Now, on this application, it does say a screen porch would be located in the rear of the garage.
I
So,
think the setback, the front setback is not what it should be now, because they've changed the zoning.
Okay.
You know, on the left-hand side,
Oh, gotcha.
so it's a non-conforming structure, but
But they're on the other side.
it's on the other side, yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure how that applies.
Mhm.
Mr. Chairman, just let you know that is, the screen porch is in the application. Second page.
But you're not looking for a variance for the screen porch?
But it's in the application, just so.
Yeah.
Well, if it's in the application, could we like make a little asterisk that I'd have to return for another? Is that what would it be?
No, well, I mean, I think you originally asked for relief for a side yard, for attached garage, right? Actually, you did.
Actually just says, yeah, minimum
Does it
side yard
interfere with
depth, doesn't say
anything?
it's exclusive to the
50
garage.
feet.
The plan doesn't show the distance from the side on the screen porch.
Right. Oh, right, if you include the garage, the porch, screen porch, and
That would
the
be separate.
Like I said, I think the plan could probably just be adjusted for that, bring back that garage a little
Right.
bit. I mean, excuse me, the
Porch.
yeah.
the screened-in porch.
Yeah.
But we should,
Because it says on the plans here, proposed, and then screen porch and then proposed garage.
We could carve
We
that
just want to
out.
make sure that we're
Yeah.
not approving this too.
Exactly.
And you're not looking for that, so that's why I asked the question. You're just looking for the garage at this
Well, it
point.
does raise the question if that could be approved on a contingency, if we, you know, returned at a future date, wording that would include the proposed screen house, if that could be approved, but, you know, once we, like, if we thought that could be approved also today without causing clouding the issue with the, because the garage is more of a priority than the screen room.
You can always move the screen room over so you don't need to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if it just requires running outside real quick and drawing up some language and coming back in and submitting it, so that's not gonna happen, but maybe on a contingency that we just update the language, and you could approve the screen house, that'd be great.
If we take
Physically,
the
yeah.
screened-in porch out and you just adjust it a little bit, you're not gonna need to come back, because it's not
Yeah.
gonna be within the setback.
All right,
Do you know what I'm saying? If you
Yeah.
move that screen porch
Like
over,
a
you
foot, if that,
you
yeah,
won't
then
need
you'll
to
be
come
fine.
back.
where you
Okay.
have the corner of the proposed screen and porch,
yes,
it encroaches on the property line to the right. If you just move it over, if you look at that one corner line, it's probably 1.5 feet.
okay.
Move it over this way, you don't need anything,
Oh,
because it
terrific,
meets the requirements.
terrific.
That's what we're saying, that's why we want to exclude.
Oh, I appreciate the
porch.
clarification, thank you, yep.
So it's just that far corner of your proposed screen porch that would cause a conflict if you leave it the way it is. If you move it to the left, it doesn't no longer comes into the conflict.
Okay,
You'd be within the 15-foot
right,
setback.
right, right,
So we're just trying to clarify
yeah,
for
thank
your
you.
purpose and our purpose,
Okay, thank you.
the actual reason why we're here, which is we're gonna have a proposed garage variance for the less than 15-foot variance. We would propose that you would take that screen and porch and move it to the left a little bit, and you wouldn't need to come back, hopefully, and we would just vote on the proposed garage right now. Because you wouldn't need to come back for us on the screen
Right,
porch,
just
you
wait,
move
it's
it
in
over.
compliance, this falls in the regular permit guidelines.
Right, correct. If you build it the way it is right now, you need to come back. If you change that build and move it to the left, you won't.
Okay, great, so.
and talk to the building inspector about
Yeah,
it.
make sure you talk to the building inspector about it.
Absolutely.
Oh, the petition's exclusive to the attached garage.
Right.
Yeah, so, all right, we can, yeah, if we vote on it favorably, we can just clarify that.
Yeah.
I just want to bring it up.
That's what-
Yeah, no, thank you. Anything else from the board? Anybody else in the
You approve it, right?
Wait,
We
does
have-
anybody
we
else
have
want to
voted.
speak on it?
We have
I
to-
mean, it's, if you want to come
I'm
up.
in a butter, and I'm all for it.
Do you want to just come up to the microphone, say your name, your address, and just briefly, your
So I'm
position?
Nancy Ward, I live at 59 Oak Street, and on Oak Street, our property touches somewhere out there. So I'm all for it because it's increasing her property value, it increases mine.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I can't get thumbs up if you want to come up and say, you know.
That's okay, that's all right if you don't wanna come up, that's fine.
All right, nobody else? All right, close it to the floor. All right, board?
Well, I think, again, based on the topography and what's been explained to us, I think there is obviously a hardship, so I would make a motion on the petition of Rosalie Gregoli, 93 Oak Street, Abington, for a side yard variance under 175-29 to construct an attached garage at 93 Oak Street in accordance with the plan that was submitted, dated March 18th, 2021.
And maybe we could just add that this is exclusive to the garage. and
Yes,
not
Just
any
the
other
garage.
structure.
Just the garage.
Exclusive to the garage.
I understand.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, good luck, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, it being after 7:15, the Town of Abington Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Thursday, May 13, 2021, Abington Town Hall, 500 Glenwood Way, at 7:15 PM on the petition of CCL Abington Phone Dog LLC, 225 Groveland Street, Abington, to amend existing special permit under 175-21J to allow for increased floor area by adding 3 accessory storage structures on 225 Groveland Street. The property is located on Assessors Map 14, Lot 21, in the HC zone. Mr. Riley, how are you?
Great, good evening, gentlemen, Nancy, Mrs. First. Sean Riley, 500 Washington Street. I'm here representing the owner of the property, the CCL Phone Dog, CCL Abington Phone Dog LLC, and Mr. Harvey Herbis is also here with me today, and I'll be introducing Harvey in just a minute. This is 225 Groveland Street, most easily known as the Cape Cod Lumber Building, Cape Cod Lumber property on Groveland Street. We've submitted the abutters list, an application with an attached property description. I submitted photos of the existing storage buildings, so the new buildings will be of the same style. Copy of the 2011 special permit that was already previously issued for this property, and of course the assessor's plan and assessor's card. And I also submitted a copy of the engineered drawings for the site plan created by Kelly Engineering Group. Those drawings were submitted to the Abington Planning Board, and that site plan has been approved. It was an amended site plan, basically just adding these 3 storage buildings. That has been approved, and the Planning Board also approved their special permit to authorize construction in the Floodplain Wetlands Protection Overlay District. The reason why we're here in front of the zoning board tonight is when the property was originally developed, any commercial building more than 20,000 square feet triggers one of the sections of our use chart at the end, section 21J. Just says you need to get a special permit from the zoning board. Essentially, it's our understanding that the 20,000 threshold basically is a means to require a hearing with the with the zoning board to make sure that you're basically not overdeveloping the lot. You don't have a huge building on a small lot.
You can take off your mask.
That's okay, I'm comfortable, I've been doing it all day. Thank you. If you can hear me, if you can't hear me, just let me know. I am vaccinated, but we'll keep rolling. So if the building's over 20,000 square feet, it just triggers the need for a hearing to make sure that the size of the buildings is not too large for the size of the lot. And in this case, I don't think we come close to that. And as I mentioned earlier, the board has already previously granted a special permit. So we're here for either an amendment to the 2011 special permit, or the board can simply issue a new special permit that would be recorded at the Registry of Deeds. Just to review briefly, the proposed building conforms to all zoning setback and dimension requirements. The total lot coverage is only 22.5%, which satisfies the 60% maximum. There are no wetlands to be altered on the site. There's no additional parking spaces required. An updated stormwater management report and site design was submitted and has been approved by the planning board and the town's engineer. More importantly, if this amended special permit is allowed, we would only be increasing the total, the buildings would be an extra 21,100 square feet. That would basically translate that 8.7% of this property will be covered by buildings. It's a 56-acre property, it's a very large property, so we're certainly not overburdening the property. And so in that case, I think we're deserving of the special permit for Cape Cod Lumber. I would like Mr. Hurwitz to speak, the CEO of Cape Cod Lumber, and also, I can probably announce, the former owner of Cape Cod Lumber, and I'll let him explain what that means. Mr. Hurwitz.
Actually, I will take off my mask, and I am vaccinated. So. Thank you for hearing us tonight. As Attorney Riley just explained, I'm the former owner of Cape Cod Lumber because now we're 100% employee-owned.
Oh, wow.
So I'm the only employee now that isn't already or potentially an owner. So. The reason we're doing this is one thing in our business, a lot of the material that we handle is very bulky, and we don't really have enough storage capacity to really do things the way we really have to. There are a lot of times there are shortages of certain products. It's a very volatile market. Yeah, it'll give us the opportunity to stock up more on that, and it'll give us the opportunity to rearrange what we have now to be more efficient. We laid it out. If you look at the plan, if you look towards Karen Lane in that general direction, in Daniel Drive, we have a building there. Originally, when I was laying it out, that was more open, and Attorney Riley said to me, you're going to be a lot better off, it'll be better for the neighbors if you can block it. So any activity that's going to be going in there really wouldn't be visible from any of the neighbors' property. We also have a really good buffer area, not just to the homes itself, but even from the buildings to any of the property lines. We are also, the area that we're developing, where we don't even really have to remove like really anything from the standpoint of trees. This is already a cleared area. So it's something that we don't feel will impact the neighbors. It's not going to cause any additional traffic. It's really just, mostly storage area, and it's not as high an activity area as going more towards the center of the property. And I'd be happy to answer any questions for you.
Is it going to be metal buildings or?
Most likely it'll be a metal building, or metal buildings. It's possible it may be an alternative, but most likely it would be metal.
In a similar fashion to what exists now for your storage
Yes.
areas, essentially, yep.
So we're using the buildings, the placement of the buildings was rearranged, so the buildings themselves become an additional sound barrier. Part of the original site plan, Mr. Hurwitz has an actual wall sound barrier in addition to the closest building to the back property line is 142 feet away. We're not getting any closer to that. We're not taking down the tree barrier. So the buildings themselves, the way we've put them, any activity, and this won't be a high activity area, but any activity would be away from the neighbors on the other side of the building. So this is basically one of the last improvements that Mr. Hurwitz wanted to do to the building before he literally gave the keys to the employees. This is trying to finalize business operations now.
Sean, is there any water mitigation with putting these 3 roofs up and where the water goes from?
All of the water that rains on the roof gets collected by the gutters and then gets piped down underground and goes to the existing retention basin.
So that's where it's going?
Yep.
Okay.
And
That's
that
fine.
was all reviewed and approved by the town.
So again, we're not adding any more traffic, we're not adding any more stock, are you adding more stock?
There could potentially
Because
be.
when I drive by there, there's stock all over the yard, so
Mhm.
is that the stuff that's gonna be going into these sheds?
Yeah, we will have more capacity, so we will be able to have more material on the ground.
And more
inside
protection
sheds.
for the material in the sheds?
Yeah, and any additional material would be, like, visibly, you wouldn't see as much of this from, say, Groveland Street.
Right, when I drove by, you
Because
could
it's
see.
further back.
Yeah, yeah.
And also from Karen Lane and Daniel Drive, you really wouldn't see it because it's blocked by the building. The only part that's really open with fence that we'll be able to plow snow out of will be the easterly side, which is, you know, no one's gonna see it from there.
And are these, fully protected or they were open, like the old place?
The two sheds, there's a shed there that's, actually 55 by 135, that's totally enclosed.
Okay.
There's another shed that's 45 by 155, that's totally enclosed. And then there's a shed in the back that's 20, it shows it as 25 by 250.
Mhm.
That's on the north side of the property, that's open in the front.
All right, so no matter what we do here, we're not changing anything that's already been approved.
Right, the site plan's already been approved, so, this is just the special permit. We weren't even sure if we needed this, but as we were talking, because Mr. Herbert is giving over ownership to the employees, he doesn't want them to have any issues moving forward. So, again, whether the board, votes to approve this special permit, I'll be happy to help draft up the decision for your review, whether it be in the form of an amended special permit or just as a new issued special permit that gets recorded. Either way, it gets recorded at the registry and filed with the building department.
Sean, does the existing special permit state the total square footage that's covered by buildings? Is that why you're here tonight, or?
Yeah, anything over 20,000, so when you built the original building, we got the special permit for the main warehouse.
But did it confine you to just a certain amount of square footage?
Yeah, we gave the number because we showed that site plan. So because we're increasing the building, I thought we should get this for the record.
Yeah.
Again, this is protecting wood that's already out there right now, sitting in the lot. Right.
And allows.
It allows us to have more product on the ground.
So if we were to amend the existing special permit, would you, let's say you wanted to build, 2 more buildings, we'd have to structure the special permit in a way that you needed to come back to request additional relief for those?
Yeah, this special permit is basically approving this plan.
This
Just
plan, I think
for
it's
these
not
three
this plan,
buildings
okay.
only.
Got it.
Just this plan.
And to be honest with you, the only difference between issuing a special permit and amended special permit is going to be the title of the decision, that's all. It will still be written the same way.
So everything that's been already done is gonna stay, and we're just amending it.
To include these
To include these
three
three
additional buildings.
Because we don't wanna mess with what's already been done with
No.
the product.
The plan submitted.
This didn't go to court originally, this was approved by everybody? The first,
Yeah, if you want to go back over the history of it all, it used to be
I know what it was a golf.
Exactly, right. And, so in 2000, the town actually voted to change the zone up there so that Cape Cod Lumber could stay in Abington.
Okay,
Thank you.
right.
And they got their initial set of permits in 2011 and built the warehouse. And then later came back, bless you, and built the design center, which is on the left side of the property.
Right.
All right. Anything else on the board? Anybody in the floor? No? Okay. All right. No, I don't have a problem with it.
This, as long as it's an amendment to it.
Yeah.
We're not changing anything that's already been done.
Yeah, everything's in keeping with the current look and, structure of the existing business, so. I think we could probably just do special permit, condition on the plan submitted by Kelly Engineering
Yeah,
Group on.
I think the motion, I'll make a motion to amend on the petition of CCL Abington Phone Dog LLC. Interesting
Yeah.
choice, Harvey. I'm not sure what that stands, what that's all about.
Named after our beloved Cotter Room.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
Phoenix.
Cool.
to amend the existing special permit under 175-21J to allow for increased floor area by adding 3 accessory storage structures at 225 Groveland Street in accordance with the plan prepared by Kelly Engineering Group and dated April 8th, 2021.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank
Good
you.
luck, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The employee owners of Cape Cod Lumber, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, being after 7:20, the Town of Abington Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Thursday, May 13, 2021 at 7:20 PM at the Abington Town Hall, 500 Glenwood Way, in the petition of NH Signs, Peter March, agent for Cedar Station and Service, 66 Gold Ledge Avenue, Auburn, New Hampshire, for a waiver under 175-58.3 for 2 Gulf disc logos to be placed on 2 sides of the existing fuel canopy at 225 Brockton Avenue. The property is located on Assessor's Map 15, Lot 49, in the Highway Commercial Zone. All right, sir, how are you?
Thank you. Good evening, my name is Peter March at New Hampshire Signs, 66 Gold Ledge Avenue, Auburn, New Hampshire. I'm applying for a waiver to add lit discs in a form of channel letters to a gas canopy at 225 Brockton Ave, Arlington. The site is a rather run-down existing station called Cedar, and we're rebranding it to Gulf. We gained permits for a new ID sign, a new canopy, and a new Gulf logo on the front of the ID sign, on the front of the canopy. In other words, that part of it there. We were not allowed to put 2 discs on either side of the canopy. You can see one there. There's a corresponding one on the other side. And the waiver is asking for us to be able to put those on. They have minimal square footage. The Gulf logo is roughly 15 square feet on the front of the canopy. There's 2 discs. The total of them is 19, so they're a little bit less than 10 feet each, 10 square feet each. They are lit with LEDs. The point that's relevant to the board, visibility is essential to any gas station. And gas stations are unique in that they address a short-term clientele. People come in, fill with gas, typically a few minutes, and then they leave. For some, prices are a motivating factor, and for the others, brand is a key motivating factor. The signage and lighting are key to the success of this brand as any other. And internally illuminated signs are significantly more effective than visible and externally illuminated signs. In this case, the discs, especially the one that sees approaching the site from the southwest, the Duncan side. So I attached a Google Earth to the property. So I'm really talking about the one that you see coming from this side, although the other one is relevant as well. Allows much more visibility for the station from that side. It's perpendicular to the traffic and will help with the visibility on that side. Brand is very important to gas stations. What's become more prevalent are branded gas cards, where you have a Citgo card or a Gulf card or a mobile card, and those are tied to benefits like rewards points from Shores and various other rewards points, so you can get money off gas and all sorts of other promotional items. So this motivates people to have these cards sponsored for branded gas stations. Strong brand presence of Gulf is the reason this site is converting from this unbranded to branded. And experience shows that although the costs of running a branded operation are greater, the brand, especially Gulf in this area, is a local brand and it's heavily associated with New England, improves the chances of success. The station as a whole is, as I said, pretty run down, so Gulf will pick the station and the area up. Adding graphics and illuminated signs to the canopy will create greater visibility, improve traffic safety, will improve the chance of this site succeeding as a branded site. Conversely, not effectively identifying the site will likely reduce volumes and the chances of success. Desirable relief may be granted without substantial detriment to the public good. And this is not this proposal is not harmful to the existing or future use of the property. It's harmonious with what is in the area. It is appropriate, I believe, to the land surrounding it. As I said, the site is bordered by commercial businesses and institutions such as Dunkin' Donuts, gyms, tanning salons and offices. The signage here will have little on effect on neighbours. The total surface area of the canopy is approximately 2,900 square feet. The discs themselves represent a minuscule part of that, half of 1% of the total area of the fascia, and will not be out of place in the area. As I said, there are numerous other signs in the area. And as I said, we are converting the site to a golf, so that is getting new dispensers, a new ground sign, canopy lighting repairs. It'll be painted thoroughly and fully. Some of the drive mat and some of the concrete will be repaired. So the site as a whole will be improved significantly. It'll uplift the surrounding area and will positively affect property values. You may remember I was before the board with the Sitco station, I think it was actually last month, if I'm not mistaken. And the same thing applies to this particular station. It's a specific, specialized use. The unique aspect of the site is that it's a gas station. It generates a high traffic volume with a short frequency. Cars enter and exit, fill and leave. The intended code is served by the signage, i.e. the request is appropriate to this use, maintains or improves property values, and enhances the safety of the public. Our request relates specifically to golf. For the station to convert to, for example, Sitco, the waiver would have to be applied for afresh.
Okay. So right now, it looks like there's three cedar signs. So you have this one coming down, then you have the main one.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then, so which ones of these are staying and which ones are going?
The cedar signs are totally going.
All right, all three of these are coming down? I don't know, is this main one that displays the pricing, is that coming down, or is that being converted?
The main one is being replaced with another price sign, so.
Okay.
That one, I don't believe that belongs to this business necessarily. I think it deals with the car dealership.
Gotcha.
That one's being replaced. All the stuff on the canopy is being replaced. That one definitely deals with the car dealership.
Okay. Is the car dealership associated with
I
Cedar?
believe he's a lessee of the business. I don't know that definitively.
Okay, so the car dealership's staying?
Yeah. There's a car repair facility
Yeah.
attached to it.
So it's just the gas station that's being converted? Okay.
So you're gonna have one freestanding sign,
And then
Exactly.
and then the two
just,
on the
Two on the
canopy.
side.
On the canopy itself, we have, this schematic shows the canopy. There's basically a golf sign on the front of it.
Yeah.
And then what we're applying
And
for
then
is
two-
two of these little
two
discs on the
additional
side.
discs.
Correct. So this is a better pictorial of the actual site. So you've got a golf, a disc, and then on the other side, another disc.
disc, and then a freestanding sign out front.
Correct. And all that was applied for and granted. So really the only thing we're applying for today is two
Other
of these
discs.
Yeah.
okay. The first one coming down definitely is Cedar Station, gas, diesel, propane, so that one, I'm assuming is coming down.
Absolutely,
Yeah. I don't know what that car dealership is.
So we don't need to approve the one that's gonna be the price one?
No, because I think he has the right to put that one
So under the bylaw, you're allowed the one sign attached to the building, and you're just essentially looking for the second disc.
I'm looking for two more,
up.
yes.
Two more discs.
Two more,
Two
the
more.
one in the front and two on the
The
side.
one on the front's been approved already. The word
So
golf.
he gets that as a.
This golf here, which is represented by that,
Yeah,
that's the
okay.
actual picture of the station.
And then you got
That's
the
been
two side
approved.
ones that you want.
So I'm looking for that one up here, and have another
What
one
are you
on
gonna have
other
on the
side.
building, anything?
You know, I don't know what he's gonna do on the building.
Okay.
This is not, you know, this
got
this
to
thing
come
is
back
not
and
done
come
by
back.
the.
Right, okay.
If you want something else on the building, he's gonna come back.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And I just can't believe we're not looking at the price one.
No, that's coming down.
That's already
It's
there.
already been done,
Already been done, we did we do
part of the
it?
sale.
No, but he can just change it.
As long as he changes that
As long as he
one.
complies with the zone
Yeah.
All right.
bylaw, he's okay with that.
And I do see that this old one did have one in the front.
Yeah.
Looks like there was two on the sides
Yeah.
before, so.
I think it makes it look better.
Yeah.
So,
No.
Like you said, with the Sitco one, I think that, I drive by that, I think it looks.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Thank you, thank you, yeah, it's definitely, I drove past it tonight, it definitely
Yeah,
is.
it looks much better.
It's,
It's a lot better than that.
you know,
Everything's better
my
now.
sense is, and Nancy can probably bear me out on this, I think that a lot of the signs on that canopy have not ever been permitted. So we're taking some illegal signs down to what we want to put up.
And are they gonna be illuminated 24 hours a day? Well,
Just during opening hours, and I believe the site is not currently 24 hours, I think it's, 10 o'clock.
Right.
at night.
That's
I'd be happy, normally a stipulation would be lit, maybe 15 minutes after the station closes, something of that sort.
okay. Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an improvement.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'll close it to the board. Anyone on the floor? The record, there's no one else here. All right, no, I mean, as petitioner pointed out, I think it's definitely an improvement to the area. The last project he did of a similar nature, I think has gotten a lot of positive feedback. It's a commercial area, so I mean, it's not like these signs are gonna be shining in anyone's house or anything like that. So,
I think he's satisfied all the requirements of the waiver as far as showing the hardship, and that the proposed signage is designed to be harmonious with and not harmful or injurious to the existing future use in the area.
Definitely an improvement.
So I would make a motion on the petition of New Hampshire Signs, Peter March, agent for Cedar Stations and Services, 66 Gold Ledge Avenue, Auburn, New Hampshire, for a waiver under 175-58.3 for 2 Gulf disc logos to be placed on 2 sides of the existing fuel canopy at 225 Brockton Avenue, in that this special, this waiver is only for Gulf product. It's not, if the station changes hands,
You have to come back.
You have to come back.
Sitco or whoever else. It's specifically for Gulf.
do something with Illuminated until, half hour after closing time.
Yeah, and that the discs be illuminated not longer than 15 minutes after closing time.
Correct, yeah.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Thank
thank you
you
very
very
much.
much.
See you
Thank
again.
you very much for your efforts.
Take care.
Great
You
presentation.
think I come for these waiver meetings, actually, I come for the barbecue. Good for you. The sarcastic pig is.
You like it, huh?
That's very much indeed. Have a good evening.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Did you happen to catch the news the other night that said Massachusetts was in the 60th position for favorable barbecue in America? And right next to it was Plano, Texas at 61, and Alabama at 62. And the guy on Channel 4 said, "We're right next to Texas, how bad can it be?"
Kind of weird.
It is.
All right,
That was quicker than I thought, guys.
do we have anything else before we adjourn?
Yeah, this thing needs to be fixed.
Are the new, bylaws up on the website? Okay, I was just curious, I meant to look before me.
You've got town meeting coming up, right?
Yep.
Monday, right?
Any effect to us on the town meeting?
Yeah, it might be. You never know.
You never know.
You never know until you show.
All right, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.